This is the first in the series of videos that I'm going to do called Why I Open Carry. And for some people, that's a controversial topic, even among firearms enthusiasts, but I'll explain a couple things to you first. First and foremost, I live in a pretty conservative state, and offending someone doesn't happen every day. I've had very few negative contacts with people, but more importantly, this video series is going to be about encounters I've had with people, positive encounters I've had with people, which there's been too many to count, while I'm open carrying. And this one was a beautiful and yet a sad story. I was in a large town not far from where I live, and they've got a large box store academy in that town. And I went in just checking ammo and stuff. And as I walk in, there's a lady, probably in her early 70s, I would say, and she's standing there in front of the ammo, and she was as lost in the ammo section there as I would be in a sewing store. She was definitely out of her element, and I walked up, and little bitty gal, just seemed like a real sweet lady, and kind of had her back turned to me, and I noticed that all the employees were helping somebody, and I said, "Ma'am, can I help you?" And she turned and looked at me, kind of just a little bit turned her face towards me, didn't really turn and look right at me, and she said yes. She said, "I could use some help." She said, "I really don't know what I'm looking for." So I said, "Well, ma'am, do you know what the name of your gun is, what kind of firearm you have?" And she said, "Well, I know it's a 380." And we talked a little bit about it, and she told me the model of her firearm. And I said, "Yes, ma'am, it is a 380." And I said, "Are you looking for target ammo or for defense ammo?" And she said, "Actually, both." She said, "I need to practice." And she was just real quiet. She was pleasant, but real quiet. And I thought I had caught, just barely seen a little bit of a dark smudge underneath her right eye, because I'm on her right side. And a little bit frail woman, couldn't have been more than 5 foot tall. Definitely not a big, powerfully built individual. And so my heart just kind of went out to her, because I had a feeling at that point that something traumatic had happened to her. I had just picked up that vibe. And so as I'm standing there, she knew I was armed, and she asked me some questions about shooting, and I gave her the names of some people I recommended and some places to go and so forth that could help her, to perfect her shooting ability. And so I pointed out a couple boxes of practice ammo. She grabbed those, and pointed out the box of defense ammo that I like for that particular firearm. And at that point, she turned her face fully towards me, and smiled and said, "Thank you." And both of her eyes were black, obviously not from a car wreck or anything like that. Somebody had worked this poor lady over. And of course, my heart really went out to her at that moment, and I resisted the urge to ask any questions, because it seemed wrong at the time. I mean, she seemed like a private person, but she thanked me very warmly and said that she'd have been lost without me, and so off she goes. And that's just one of many reasons that I open carry. I open carry to educate people, and in my state, it's not only legal by that state, but they actually reinforced that law based on the U.S. Constitution. So it's very well received, and a large number of the population of my state support it. And I'm sure that there's going to be people that'll have 1,000 reasons why I shouldn't, and they're welcome to those. And that's one of the great things about the First Amendment, is you're welcome to have whatever opinion you want about the Second Amendment, or any other amendment for that matter. But anyone who knows me knows that I am a huge advocate for women's self-defense, and an even bigger advocate for women's firearms ownership and training. And I think sometimes we're put in places at the right time for the right reason to help people. And so that lady, I know that she's going to get the training she needs, and whoever tried that with her, if they ever try it again, it's going to be a slightly different outcome. And I pray it's very positive to her side. But that's just one of the reasons that I open carry, and one of the stories that I've had happen when I open carry. I'm a firearms advocate, and definitely a firearms ambassador. You have a great day.